Welcome back, guys. In this video we're going to take a look inside this box, and this is the Mig-21bis Round the World limited edition set 48 scale from Eduard. Okay, here's a very nice box art from Eduard. This is a 48 scale Mig-21bis limited edition Round the World. Eduard doing a great job recently of doing beautiful box art. This really stands out. Around the world, because as we'll see in a minute, the markings are from all around the world, obviously. So let's take a look here. Just pan the camera out a little bit and see some of these markings. We're looking closer in a minute, then you can get the gauge. Now the reason I bought this kit was really because of this guy, the camel yellow from Hungary. It's very different to scheme. It's very kind of, say, camel. It's very iconic cigarette brand, and also I actually happen to have some of this TS34 camel yellow paint left over. So I figured, hey, as I got this paint, it might be a good idea to make this kit. So enough waffling. Let's open the box and get going here. So instruction book. 2 big bags of plastic. Some resin stuff we'll look at in a minute. Some photos for the cockpit. Mast set for the canopy. Looks like not sure what that is. Maybe straps for the seats. And it's tradition with Eduard, a very big, nice decals. And off the bat, I see they're made by Cartograph, which is perfect. Cartograph decals are the best. Good, really nice quality, go down really well. Unfortunately, Eduard has switched to doing them in-house. So the latest kits they have in-house decals, and for what I've seen so far, my last few kits I received from them, nowhere near as good. They're a little bit out of register, the colour's not as vibrant. So Cartograph is definitely a big plus. Okay, here's the instruction book. As always, we'll go through it pretty quick. If you want to look at more detail, feel free to pause. So we start with color callouts. Looks like we have mission models and guns. And we start right away as normal with fast jets. We do instrument panel and cockpit. It looks like we're working with wheel bay. Unusually, we start the exhaust and nozzle pretty early on the first page. Looks like we have some photo etch fans that go in there. Again, working through the main fuselage, getting the pieces together, the cockpit and the nozzle and all that kind of stuff. It says don't forget to add the nose weight balance, so it reminds you to add nose weight. I don't think this one has a metal nose. Some Mig-21 kits have a metal nose to help with the nose weight. This one doesn't, so just remember to add some weight. Then it looks like we're adding some lights and lumps and bumps from the inside of the wings. Make sure you drill and cut where it says. And then you're sandwiching, putting the lower wings onto the fuselage, and then adding upper wing pieces, spine, so it covers that seam line. And it's open or closed. Here too, it's a nice little call out, tells you which way these kind of wing gates kind of stabilizes which way they go. It tells you here, nice little zoom in, which way they go on the wings. Wheels, I believe, are resin wheels. Landing gear. Seat. Lots of parts go into the seat. Then option for an open canopy or closed canopy. Then weapons and pylons. Fuel tanks, more weapons. And it gives you some loadout information. Mask set. Looks like we have a mask for the tail, as well as the canopy. I'm always, when it comes to body panels like this, I'm always for painting, just airbrushing on rather than using decals, so it's nice you do get a mask. And here's a beautiful scheme we get. So the first one, A, see right here, is creation, December 2016, with 25th anniversary markings. This one is Afghanistan, Soviet invasion of Afghanistan. Just rereading that real quick. Used in Afghanistan were painted in green and brown upper surfaces. So it looks like, yeah, so Soviet VVS, Afghanistan from 1980. This is that one I talked about earlier, the kind of iconic camel yellow, very unusual color for an aircraft. This is from Hungary, 1992. Special paint scheme created by technicians of Tazar Air Force Base following the heels of the Whitetail 1874 aircraft. And it goes into more information about it there. This one I really like too, the Libyan, 2011, to Brook. So this is really kind of where the Libyan kind of Gaddafi kind of toppling of him, that kind of time period. It's a really nice, colourful camo scheme. And we go, this one is Poland with some tiger markings. This is really nice too. This is 2000. And Iraqi Air Force is F, and this is 1990. So this will be Gulf War 1. And finally G, a Cuban one. That very kind of iconic kind of Cuban kind of camo pattern of blue and green. Then we have lots of stencil information for the pylons and the weapons. More weapons and fuel tanks. Lots of decals for the stencils for the main fuselage. And wait, okay, so marking C only. So if you're doing, right, so you're doing the camel one, camel yellow. You're going to do these stencils. Every other one, you're going to use this one. And that's it. Looks like a really nice detailed kit. So let's look at this. First of all, we have the decals. Tons and tons of stencils. I never realized Mig-21s have so much stencils. It reminds you kind of like a Phantom. It's lots of stuff. Yeah. Look like they're in two colours though, maybe, so it may not be quite so bad as it looks. I think you've got the certain colour for the camel scheme and then the other colours for the rest. Yeah, so there's still tons. I'm just looking close up. It looks like you can, it's not gibberish. It looks like if I zoom right in here, you can make out the words. They are writing on some of this. And then these are the nice markings for the actual Air Forces. Looks really nice. One thing I noticed too, I don't see any tiger markings on here, so I'm assuming that's something you have to paint. Oh, there it is. So paint for tiger scheme, you're going to paint it yellow, and then the black decals go over it with the stripes. So yeah, some really nice. This 25th anniversary one. Yep, Cartograph, so nothing really to talk about it. Beautiful decals, and there's also with Eduard kits, they do tons of options and stuff, tons of really nice colours. Okay, canopy mask, it's die cut, we don't really need to look at that anymore, but basically just peel it off for the instructions and stick it on. Again, we didn't open this one, but it looks like seatbelts. Then we have a few threats of photo etch. We have the colour photo etch for the cockpit, really nice. And the fan blade and a couple of the external bits. That's one nice thing about these Eduard Trophy packs. You get everything you need. So rather than having to spend aftermarket and buy photo etch or resin or whatever, everything's in the box. So all you need is in this nice little pack. So here's the resin wheels. And looks like these are the hubs separately. And looks like we have a aerial antenna. And 2 bags. So first bag. Broken piece. Make sure I don't lose that. As expected with Eduard, beautiful panel line detail, very fine, recessed, and it's rivets. This is a big sprue, but lots of little tiny parts, very well spread out, which is actually nice, makes it easy to cut off. But you can see that there's not a ton of stuff on there, but it's really kind of nicely spaced. A lot of little pylons, that kind of stuff. Fuel tanks and weapons. Again, really well spaced out. It looks like a ton of stuff, but not really. It's just, like I say, nicely spaced. Looks like you have a matched pair, so 2 of these. Clear parts. Looks like you have a couple of different versions on here, possibly. So this is pretty generic. Eduard does, I should mention, they're kind of the kings of the Mig-21. They do every scale. They do 48th, they do 72nd, even 144th. I'm not sure they do 32nd, I don't think they do. And they do pretty much every variant, from the SMT to all of them, so pretty much. So some of this stuff will be kind of multi-purpose sprues. And excuse the beeping in the background, sounds like you get eBay alerts. But really nice and clear. No sensor seams to take care of, anything like that. You're not going to use these cockpit pieces because you have the photo etch, or maybe use them, just have to sand it down and add the photo etch on top to the outside. Okay, and this bag. Again, a few more pieces broken off. To make sure I don't lose those. It looks like maybe gear doors. Be careful. And fuselage. This is a very long, kind of skinny plane, like a rocket. It's got beautiful detail. This snapped off, but this is the iconic kind of looking nose cone. Again, some nice detail. No flash or ejection pin marks or anything. The wings, upper and lower, and finally, some of these aren't going to use. I see plastic wheels, the other resin wheels, so it's up to you. I'm assuming most people would use resin ones, but you have 2-part plastic if you want to go that way. Again, it's a small little bits, aerials and bits and bobs, some fan blades, that kind of thing. Again, perfectly molded, some nice detail. Looks like this is a seat, so you don't get a resin seat with this. It looks like you got a plastic seat. But again, if you can see kind of like the pattern on there, molded in. And that is it. So there you go, beautiful kit from Eduard. If you want to make 21, this is where you go. Either 48th or 72nd, beautiful kits. The detail, the plastic is so fine and beautiful to work with. Like I said, tons of different versions of this. If you like these particular schemes, go for this one. If not, there's plenty of other ones out there to suit what you need. There's a special, I think there's a Vietnam pack. There's Russians, there's all kinds of different versions. So whatever, you go online, check it out. Whatever version you need, you'll pretty much be able to find it with Eduard. So hope you enjoyed that review. As always, any questions, put them below. And until next time, see you later. Goodbye.